All right, everybody. It is MMA Mondays with your favorite host of the Pride Rules MMA podcast. As always, this show is proudly sponsored by 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, and 2 Minute Warning Sports 360. I am your host, the Reverend Tommy D. Joined with me in the red corner by El Profesor, Omar Sangarima. And in the blue corner, El Flama Blanco, Basura Caliente, the happy, hardcore casual, Chris Gucci.
First of all, I gotta say, Tommy, right off the bat, nice touch with the red and the blue corner. You impress me more and more each week, bro.
I'm trying. I mean, it's been a little rough for the tri-state area this weekend. Mother Nature decided to have her period all over us, and she is not done tonight. I hope everybody is safe and warm at home.
Right? Aren't we getting more today or tomorrow?
It's starting right now.
Fuck my life.
Is it?
It's starting
See, I'm
right
a little
now.
more north. Omar, you're way more north. I don't have snow. It feels good out here.
My regular job has kept me busy, to say the least, with 103 hours in this past week, and I'm not exaggerating.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yes. I'm hoping that you're getting 63 hours of overtime, and it's not some salary bullshit.
Oh no! It is overtime. That's the other thing that helps keeps the lights on here at Pride Rules. Omar too. Well, guys, it was a very quiet week of MMA. Actually, a little too quiet. But the MMA gods have come through and given us some great topics to talk about tonight. So the first topic that I want to open up with, I just saw today on Bleacher Report. Omar, can you say the person's name? Anna what?
Anna Veriato.
Anna Veriato is a transgender woman who has been competing against men from when she was a man till the situation that she's in now. And she just had her first MMA fight against Halson. I can't do it.
It's a Z, baby. Like a Z.
Lucky for this guy, nobody could pronounce his name.
Because he got beat up by a girl. Way to go. But
he lost decision in a strawweight bout for Mr. Cage 34. Verato she's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt or brown belt, and she always competes against men. So Brazil has the right idea. They have the right idea. Just because she identifies herself as a man doesn't mean that she is one. And they got her fighting men. I think that's great. What do you think, Chris?
This is a tough one because what do I think is, I don't know how relevant that is, but how I choose my words carefully with situations like this because of, we've had this topic on our show in jest plenty of times, but this is actually a real thing. And especially with the way current events have been taking place in society these days, it's something that we've kind of pumped our brakes on a little bit as far as talking about it. But I feel like this is bringing it to light, and in a good way, because I feel like this is in lockstep with what we have been saying all along, is that this is the way it should be. If you're a man, or you were born a man, you transition to a female, you shouldn't be fighting females. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'll be honest, this is a very slippery slope, and even something that is hard for me to really wrap my head around. That is what's happened here, right?
Yes.
I'm not getting this mixed up. Okay, that's what I was under the impression of. I just didn't want to misspeak. I think that that's a great idea. I just think that it's not something that I think we should really get used to seeing. But if there is a person that wants to compete in this situation, I feel like this is the way to go about it.
Yeah, you won't see that here. That's 100%. You'll never see that here. As much as you
they won't even let Gabby Garcia fight a dude in Rising. And I feel like that, and this isn't even a joke. That's what should happen. There's just not a female her size. So if you're going to have a mismatched weight, you might as well make it a man. You know, like, and I'm not saying that as a joke. I mean, I know that a lot of these times we joke and we get off the cuff a lot, but I'm not saying it to be funny. I honestly feel like that would be their best bet. And,
well, the amount of
steroids
that she pumps in herself, I think she's pretty much negated the fact that she's a woman.
How dare you? Allegedly. Come on.
This is the same guy that posted a picture. Now I'm gonna have to. I feel like this episode I'm gonna have to clarify when I'm joking and when I'm not.
Something. We gotta put up like a flag or something because
when you take that much,
posted a picture of Gabby Garcia saying that she was like
it wasn't her.
Something to look at.
It wasn't her. But
I didn't look at it though.
Thinner.
I don't look at that.
When she was thinner, when she was thinner and not 245 pounds, she still looked like she was a good-looking woman.
She had a jaw
that open can. Guys, all right, this is one of those situations where I'm joking. She makes Vanderlei Silva look pretty, like not handsome.
Oh my God,
pretty.
Yeah, I mean,
boy.
But
couldn't
you agree that the amount of steroids that she does, she's basically Vitor with a vagina. That's what she is.
Better jiu-jitsu.
Or a jalapeno pepper. It's whatever you want to call
it. Oh, Lord. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, but, hey, look, like I said, Brazil did it right. Maybe, Japan and all these other organizations will follow suit. Like I said, you'll never see the UFC do that. I don't even think the UFC will employ a transgender fighter just because of the fact that it won't be fair either way. If it's a woman transitioning to a man, what are you going to do? Put her in there against Justin Gaethje? You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. But for Brazil,
Gaethje,
I think it's a great step.
I think.
Omar, what are your thoughts?
I think this is the step to make, but I also think that this is just a weird situation. I don't know. Like, I'd never heard of Mr. Cage. I wonder what the promotion Miss Cage sorts to run. I mean, is it like bears fighting people? Is it like fucking badgers? Like fighting fish?
Well,
I don't know,
it
man.
weird to you because she won?
No, it's not even. No, because you know what? I've grappled against like some really, 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 really good female grapplers, and I get caught. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 reallys.
Grappling and being able to punch the shit out of somebody is 2 different things. You know that.
Well,
I
know
get
what?
that,
I watched the fight. I actually watched the fight.
I was going to say that I
saw
need to see
story.
this thing because
it's dude. You just type in her name, it comes up. She was amazing on the ground, but she was lighting this dude up on the feet too.
So she won the decision. It wasn't like a sketchy decision, is what I was at.
No,
that was what I was getting at.
She won that fight. She was chaining submissions together on the ground. It was a legit win. And you know what? Good for her. Good for her.
Now my next question.
Like I said, we'll never see it in the States, but
my next question is: does this other guy exist on Typology? Have you looked at that?
I didn't look up his record, but he definitely exists in the organization.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, I'm just questioning if it's some backdoor shit. And I'm not saying that I'm even warranted in doing so. It's completely unfounded. But some backdoor shit, no pun intended. Or pun intended, depending on how you want to take that. Because what I'm getting at is, like, is there a Brazilian that actually has that name, or is this just something that they're pumping to the U.S. as like a publicity stunt? And now, like, nobody's ever heard of Mr. Cage, but we've all heard of Mr. Cage today. That was on Bleacher Report, for crying out loud. So it definitely seems like something that they did for a publicity stunt. Whether they fixed it or not is irrelevant. They definitely did it to get their name out there. I don't know.
Well, it's that, and they did it because they finally did the right thing, where, Fallon Fox is getting to fight women. Yeah, she got dusted by, what was it, Ashley Evans Smith? But, it was, she's significantly bigger and stronger than a lot of her opponents. And she gets to fight women, even though she was born a man. This is a man who's transitioning to a woman and fighting men.
Based on this, right, what you just said, like, who's the next fight? What's the biggest fight for this girl at this moment, today? The one that just beat the guy. Who's the biggest fight? Who's the name out there that everyone would want to see her fight? say Fallon Fox. Like, let's do it.
I don't think they're in the same weight division, though. This is a strawweight fight.
Let's do Cyborg. Come on. I don't give a shit. Have her put on some weight. You know she could carry more weight. She's a fucking dude.
So if Fallon Fox, I'm going to insert my joke here. So if Fallon Fox just actually follows through and cuts off her penis, then...
I think...
All right, I'm done.
She did.
She's 42.
Did she?
She might be past the expiration date. I don't know.
She might have, I think.
Because then she might possibly make weight. At one.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Good God.
I'm reaching.
He went there. He did go there. But no, I mean, look.
I had to. That's why, honestly, I'm going to be honest. I had a couple drinks. I'm not really sure that this is the best topic for me at this point. I'm going to... How should we approach the next thing here?
Well, Omar, do you think we see this again, maybe in Japan or in another organization? Obviously not in the United States.
I think Chris said it best. It was on fucking Bleacher Report, right? Mr. Cage. Mr. Cage sounds like something that you like order up on Craigslist, allegedly. Not that I've ever done any of that sort of stuff, but it's like I'd like the Mr. Cage experience, and then some tranny comes in and beats the shit out of you. Like I don't understand. So apparently it's a legitimate.
Well, now that we're completely off the rails and lost all political correctness,
but
you can pretty much just assume.
Like, I want a giant woman, and I want the Mr. Cage. Well, that's $300 extra. Oh, right. Fuck it. Do it. You know what I mean? Like, and you're paying Bitcoin. Like, I mean, I'm really going off the rails here, but I've heard of things like this. However,
now, the next question is, Omar, would you consider that a hooker or a gigolo?
See, I think
Christ.
It depends on the state I'm in, I think, and what I could get away with.
Tell me, what did you expect? Honestly, I read the message like about the show topics, and I was like, this is gonna go south.
We're gonna kick it off talking about a transgender woman.
Yeah, like
transition that beat up.
And I was like
in a
sipping
fight,
on
in a fist fight.
Exactly,
and he's gone off that loud and yak. It's fine, but like. It's just, I don't know, man. Are we going to see it again? You're fucking right there. It made money, and it got eyeballs. Right?
And now it's going to make, now you're going to see Mr. Cage probably on UFC Fight Pass.
1,000%.
Yeah.
You just took the words out of my mouth.
Good for Mr. Cage, though. I want to meet this guy. He's innovative.
Hope he pays
he's a marketing genius. Maybe he got something we don't.
I know, man. The IRS.
Do you think maybe something like this could spawn, I know it wouldn't be huge, but like a transgender league, do you think?
Interesting. I mean, wow, that's crazy. I never even thought about that, but maybe
why not
get into wraps and start it.
We should start it. We should.
Mr. Cage
because this is finally something that
Cage is all over that.
This is something that was seen in a positive light, where people aren't bashing it like they were bashing.
No, you're right.
Fox.
You're right. I agree. That's the crazy part. Is like I'm in lockstep with you, and I'm trying not to make jokes, but I can't.
It is funny. I'm not going to say it's not funny. It is funny.
Offers a whole plethora of things, and Mr. Cage sounds like something you could pay $250 and a sack of tomatoes for. Like, I'm making a legitimate point here. But Mr.
I don't know
Cage,
if I'm willing to make that walk to Mr. Cage.
That's a long road to face right there. It's a lonely road.
Bonnie's really trying to get these questions in. I feel bad.
He's trying. I feel bad. He's like he just ripped up his papers like, fuck this bullshit, guys.
No, we'll reel it in.
I just think it's cool. I thought it was pretty cool. And like
I
said,
do as well. And honestly, I think that to answer your question and to be serious about it, back in serious mode, is that I do think that it's something that we might see down the line, because really there's such a gray area there that, and if it's something that was presented or provided or available, the right word, I'm not sure I'm finding it, but you might see more people inclined to do it, and I feel like a lot of people might not do it based on the backlash that they would receive and not wanting to come out and maybe be in that position to like have to fight a woman or a man being the opposite gender. So if there's an organization where they could actually go fight and not get ridiculed, you might see something like that, and you might be right. And especially now in the early stages of things, as far as where we are as a society, 10 years down the line, it might be something that's a lot more, acceptable, I should say, for lack of a better word, or just
they
something
let
that's
Evander
like,
Holyfield fight on a cruise ship in international waters. This is going to get traction, right? Like, they let him fight well past you could legally say he had the right to consent. All right, his brain was so scrambled.
When we're talking about, like, as far as, like, social acceptance, yeah, I think that this is something that will eventually definitely catch traction. As far as something that's worth putting together as anything other than a passion project, I don't see it, because I don't see there being a big market to watch these fights. Like, after the initial excitement about it, like, I don't see sustainability in that organization. But I do see it as something that might be like it's almost sad to say, but like they could gimmick the shit out of it early, but I don't see it sticking because of the lack of.
It would be to a very niche market.
Yeah.
But I think it's a market that the LGBTQ community would rally behind, because the UFC doesn't do them any favors with Amanda Nunes, their champion, who's out being gay. You know what I mean?
That's a home run. That's a home run that they're not hitting. It's stupid. I agree with you there, Tommy.
I don't understand. Here's the thing. It's not like a sport where the NFL, like, they pretty much outwardly, ban you being gay openly in the NFL or most major professional sports, right? The UFC has done a fairly decent job at, like, kind of being accepting of that, but their lack of promotion is kind of alarming in that sense, if you ask me, because they have bona fide star power there with a belt already, and I'm not saying Nunes is the most marketable person, in the mainstream, but she definitely would have a huge following if they would pump that, and they just won't do it for whatever reason.
Like Eddie said, she should have been on Ellen when she beat Ronda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she beat Ronda, she should have been on Ellen. Because that's a flag bearer for people, for young women, and honestly, men too, who are they're afraid to come out, or
they're going through some
afraid
stuff, they're figuring shit out, right? Like,
yeah,
exactly. That could be somebody that's a great role model, and with a organization that's looking for money fights and looking for stars, they have a guaranteed, like, it's not only that she's out and gay, but she's good too. It's the combo.
That's what it is. And she I feel like maybe if she beat Ronda first, maybe it would have had more traction. And I know you understand where I'm coming with that. Like, Holly kind of knocked the shine off Ronda a little bit, but they built Ronda right back up, no problem. She's probably like the highest paid, other than Brock, WWE star, right? Ever, I would imagine. She's got to be up there.
She's up there.
I'm sure she's up there. They haven't disclosed what she's getting paid, but she's definitely up there. But, well, hopefully we see something more positive go on with this. Maybe more transgenders coming out and fighting and fighting. And I don't want to sound insincere, but I understand if you're a man transitioning to a woman, you want to feel like a woman, but you're not. You should be fighting men, and vice versa. But, hey, good for her. I hope she gets some more fights, and I hope we hear some more from Mr. Cage. I wonder if he's related to Mr. Movie Phone. So,
well done, Tommy. You got these locked in the chamber, or what? Are these spontaneous, or are you writing these jokes?
Tommy's no prisoners today. I rushed him, and he's mad, but he's like, "Yo, hold this." Bah, hold
Thank
this.
you
You
for
got a Judd Apatow over there.
Yo, he's fucking amazing.
All right.
The way he slipped it into, it was just like, I wonder.
Yeah, like, dude, did you, like, I feel like you kind of set us up to set you up for your joke.
He did.
If that makes sense.
He's playing chess. We're playing checkers. We're going for the low hanging fruit, and he's over here setting up bits. Fuck you, Tommy. God.
Yeah, Tommy, you made us look really shallow and like, I don't know who you think you're trying to impress over there.
Jesus
but nobody's buying your fucking, what you're selling, bro. Wolf tickets, guys. Tommy is selling you a bunch of wolf tickets. Wait until you see the chat. I'm going to post the chat about this very topic.
You should just do This Week in Twitter, have it be our chat, and just attribute it to random tweets.
Oh, listen, guys.
Oh shit.
Speaking of human interest stories, and a fighter that
you know
UFC
what that old shit
should
was,
pick,
right?
and a fighter that the UFC should pick up because of the amazing human interest story. Notorious Nick Newell returned to LFA after a year off and defeated his opponent by submission. Newell's 14-1 now. His only loss came by Justin Gaethje at World Series of Fighting. Now,
yeah, he was
I know
a win
you
away
guys
from the
know
title
about
shot
Nick Newell.
a month ago. You know?
Yeah. Well, check this out, because I just found this out today. I was shocked. Newell has 11 finishes in his career out of his 14 wins. And guess what they were all by? Submission. With one arm. With one full arm. I remember.
That's incredible.
I remember when they were talking about him early on, like when he was about to go fight for the belt, and Dana White's like, "Oh, there's no way I'm going to give this kid a shot in the UFC. That division, it's hard enough for these guys with two arms." Well,
yeah, no, fuck Dana White for saying that. For the record,
yeah,
I mean,
officially.
to stack the odds against somebody that's already got the odds stacked against them. Really, I mean, maybe at the same time, Nick Newell needed something like that because, I don't know, he did quit for a little bit. Fuck Dana White.
He stopped for a year because, dude, he went on a 3 or 4 fight win streak after he lost to Gaethje, and then he stopped because I guess he figured he wasn't going to get in the UFC, and he didn't want to keep fighting on these other promotions. But he came back.
That's why I'm saying Dana White sucks for saying that.
Way. What happened?
But, I mean, I guess Newell's new thing is, I'm just going to keep beating the shit out of people and choking people out until they have no choice.
But, this is my problem with this. Today's UFC, who is now owned by WME, all they want is ratings, right? And they love the human interest story with Francis Ngannou, the amazing story that he has. Well, here's a kid with one arm submitting people with rear naked chokes, leg locks. If you want to talk about a human interest story, this is it. Now, I'm not saying bring him in on a pay-per-view, but you could definitely bring him in on a fight night, right? And just think of the demographic that he'll have with that. The disabled fans he'll have on top of the fans that he has already. That's a real human interest story. Well, Omar, what do you think, man?
I want to watch it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more so just the human interest factor of wow, let's see what this guy could do.
Fuck yeah, dude. Wasn't there somebody in the combine that banged out mad?
Yeah, Shaq Griffin, bro.
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, you can't deny these people because they've overcome so much. You know what the odds to become a pro fighter are? Just by whatever, just being any pro fighter or a UFC fighter. Or then imagine what the odds are to become that good with one arm.
Once they give him
the odds
that
are so stacked against them, and they're overcoming odds left and right.
He's gonna fuck people up though. He's gonna be bionic commando up in this bitch. He's gonna be swinging around with that fucking robot arm and shit. I'm excited.
And here's the amazing thing: besides his fight with Gaethje, he was favored in every single one of his fights.
Rightfully so.
And dominant too. He dominated. Yeah. He had, like you said, 11 finishes. It's not like he's out here laying on dudes. He's fucking choking people out. He's taking necks.
I mean, it was a joy watching him in the beginning, and I know, Dana White's like, oh, this kid's not really been tested. Well, you know what? After, 15 fights, he's been tested, and to lose to Justin Gaethje, that's not exactly a bad thing.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, a month ago, Justin Gaethje was a win away from a UFC title shot. If he beat Alvarez or however 2 months ago, he was in line. He was right there.
So now he's fighting in the lightweight division. What kind of fighter do you give him coming in? Do you give him maybe a number 10 ranked guy if he comes in, or do you give him somebody who's unranked just to see what he could do?
Give him Dunham. Dunham's good for everybody. He's a barn cat. I swear to God.
The barometer, maybe like a Joe Lozon?
That might be
that
a
wouldn't
tall
be bad.
order for a first fight, though.
That
might be a tall order.
Joe Punchy Lozon?
I mean,
come on.
Evan Dunham's a tall order as well.
Nah.
There really isn't an easy fight in the UFC.
No,
Not
there's
at that
not.
weight class.
Like,
No.
Yeah, there's not. You know
not
what?
yeah.
Though? With that
You
fight,
know, Jim Miller,
Newell would
like all
definitely
these
want to
guys
take
are
it to
tall
the
orders,
ground.
but Nick Newell's a tall order.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? I mean, because Lozon will just get punched in the face and hit with baseball bats. Newell will try and take it to the ground. I think we'd see a really good ground show with those two.
Interesting.
He has to defend
like,
half the armbar attempts, right? I mean,
but
that's
it would be
plus.
hard to watch that fight without assuming that he was at an immediate disadvantage, but he's really not. Like that's just who he is at this point. Like
he's a grappling
like
savant.
you can't look at that guy and be like he's at a disadvantage. He'd fuck us all up. Like if you looked at him and be like, oh, he's got one hand, I would beat his ass. No, he would beat the shit out of you.
Yeah,
for real, right?
And that's saying a lot because
So
Chris still feels he could out-football Reggie Bush. So
well, we're talking about
to get that respect.
we're talking about sports, guys.
I'm saying
Out football Reggie Bush. I will definitely tackle Reggie Bush. Put him in front of me. He's going down.
It's gotten the other way now. First,
Omar, can I if I shot a double leg on Reggie Bush, can I take him down?
I have it at 4 to 2 odds or 2 to 1 odds that you could. I would do that.
So then I could tackle him. So what you're saying is I could wrangle his ass to the ground. Is what you're telling me?
100%. Absolutely, I think so. You're wired.
Well, Reggie Bush
and
has,
when you put it into those terms, doesn't it make it sound a little different though?
Reggie Bush has MMA training. He trained.
I don't give a fuck what Reggie Bush has. Reggie Bush is a man. He could get taken down. All right.
He's a man. He bleeds.
Could he stuff a takedown? Yes. Could he break a tackle? Of course. But can I tackle him? Is it possible? That's not even a real question. And the fact that you guys think it might even be one is insulting.
Put relevance back into submission? No, I don't think so. I think his career is it's pretty much gone. But don't want to bring that up.
How about this? Reggie Bush, I would fight Reggie Bush, and I don't know that he'd beat me up for a fact. Like, there's no guarantee there. Like, I could beat him up as well. He probably would kick my ass.
I'll take the over. I'll take the over on that. I got you. Just got to make it last 3 rounds.
Anybody who's
the problem that everybody has with these pro athletes is that you guys think that they're not human beings. They're all human beings. They could, you punch someone on the chin the right way, he's going to sleep just like I am.
They put their pants on one leg at a time. Except Reggie.
In some of their cases, 3 legs at a time.
3 pants. Exactly. Good God. Jesus.
So,
damn.
I'm going to pose this to both of you guys here.
Face,
If you're Dana White, how soon do you sign this kid to a contract? Chris.
Who's first? Right away. Right away. He's out there talking shit after a win, putting the UFC in the news. I'm striking while the iron's hot. Like Nick Newell. I seen him on Bleacher Report too. I got all these updates on my phone about Nick Newell. You click on it, the headline is him talking shit to Dana White, saying, put me in the fucking UFC. If I'm Dana White, I'm saying, okay, motherfucker, put up or shut up. Now you get a fight in the UFC. Strike while the iron's hot. It's the best case for both scenarios at this point, or best case scenario for both parties. Dana White wants to make money, like you said. Why not now? I mean, immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know
how fucking funny is it that 2 big names in MMA right now, Jose, Shorty Torres, and Nick Newell, are begging for jobs in the UFC.
Don't even tell me this. Because, look,
there's UFC fighters begging for fights.
I don't want to go off topic on this, but, is Jose Torres, he's not on that Chicago card?
I didn't see his name on there.
Me neither.
That would be crazy because CM Punk is on that fucking Chicago card, and this dude is from the city of Chicago. What better card? Like, what are they giving him, the Ben Askren treatment? This dude's legit.
They might just be. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it.
I don't either. And I
thought he was on that card. I don't know why Punk. I thought where I read that.
We're going to be talking about CM Punk next, but shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, Newell's been around long enough. I think you give him one shot. You don't give him a shot on the fucking contender. You don't fucking try and put him in the goddamn tough house. Give the kid a shot. Give him a shot, even if it's just one fight. If they give him one fight and see how he does, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Omar, what do you think?
I think the strike while the iron is hot thinking is the best because you have a win-win. Either Dana gets to put this guy on, gives him maybe a tall order. We were discussing those tall order fights prior. Maybe gets him one of those tall order fights, and who knows? Maybe the guy wins, and then he progresses, and he's finally been like, well, fuck you, Dana. Or he loses, which would be not ideal. Obviously, we're all fans here. But then he goes, well, I told you so, and he gets to piggyback off the notoriety.
What is the fear that the UFC would have? Like, what is the fear that he might lose? He's lost a fight. Nobody gave a fuck.
No,
then.
the fear would be that he would win. Stop. Chris, I think. Well, imagine if you have
they need to not feel bad for these guys. Like Dana White shouldn't be out there protecting anybody that has a dream.
But that's
it's not. You're not in a position to do that. You're not their father. You're not the doctor.
The only conceivable thing I see, Chris, is that he's like, yo, I'm not gonna have a one-armed guy beat my guys, my stable of people. I tout my product that I tout is where all the. But
Omar, that one-armed guy becomes your stable of people the minute you sign him to a contract. So you have the one-armed guy in your stable. Why would it be like he's the outsider? That's the problem.
Think about what they did to Will Brooks. Is my always what I go back to.
Oof.
Right? They gave Will Brooks an absolute murderer's row. Yes, there's no easy fighs, right? We all agree there, and the divisions that we're talking
about. Will
Brooks
has a very, 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 very vanilla style.
Of course, which is funny. I see what you did there, Chris. I hear you, bro.
I didn't say you had a chocolate style.
Hey,
we were going.
I know. I had to, bro. I love you. But I think they did that to him, right? Or even Branch. They're not giving Branch any easy fights.
I have to say this because I was like, he's got a very vanilla style, even though he's super athletic. I was going to say that, but I didn't.
Oh, Jesus. But you see what I mean? I feel like there's some guys that Dana goes, you know what? Oh, you want it in? Fuck you. If Ben Askren somehow manages to claw and scratch his way into the UFC, they'll end up giving him like trained demons to fight. They'll resurrect.
Yeah, he'll get welcomed with like a Damian Maia.
Somebody,
backpack,
yeah, exactly.
Right
the complete.
I have a feeling it would be GSP. That's what I think.
No way.
Maybe.
They're not going to risk it all right away. They're going to have to. He's going to have to run the gauntlet before he gets the money fight.
He's going to get
the. Not like GSP.
He's going to get John
GSP's,
Fitch 2.0.
Yeah, but GSP is not one of Dana's favorite people anymore.
Yeah, but GSP represents something that the UFC, like he represents the UFC.
Exactly.
So if you beat GSP right away, he comes in and he ragdolls GSP, he would have been like, see, I was right all along. Dana's a fucking
And then
idiot.
he leaves. Imagine he does the one and done and he goes, go fuck
yourself.
yourself.
Just like the one and done, like, here, taste my ball sack, I'm out. No way.
Exactly. And he's going to say it in that little Midwestern lisp that he has.
I mean, I don't know. I just think with WME at the helm, and they desperately need ratings, this is something that will give them ratings. Just one fight
here on did give him trouble.
But did he win?
No.
Okay. That's all that matters.
Yeah, fair point. Trouble is a fight. You're right. I stand corrected.
Thanks, Coach Herm Edwards.
Yeah.
You played to win the game.
It doesn't matter how you get the pot of gold. How you get the pot of gold, as long as you beat the leprechaun.
Oh man! See, he's reverting back to the mean, Chris. Okay, he hit us with that Mr. Movie Phone brilliance, and now it's back to
I
know. I wasn't making fun of Conor. I was citing.
Fuck out of here! Anytime you mention leprechauns. There's
I
only one
was citing Family Guy.
Oh, okay.
When Stewie took steroids.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, speaking of pot of gold, Chris decided to bring Chicago-made Punk up. Because that's what the CM stands for in his name. I found that out, and it makes me hate him even more. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's actually fucking nauseating, to be honest.
That's terrible. Fuck, man. I hope somebody slipped some steroids in his cocaine. and really just ruins him.
Well,
he's drug-free. He's
getting
tattooed
another
on his
shot
knuckles, so.
At UFC 225, and they have not announced his opponent yet, which is kind of strange because like a month or two ago when they were talking about this, they were talking about him fighting Mike Jackson, who was Mickey Gall's first opponent in the UFC. So I guess that's off the table. I mean, I don't know which corner
I would
of the
imagine
United
that's
States
on the table, and they just haven't announced it.
Yeah, all they're saying is his opponent has not been announced. So I don't know if they know who his opponent is, which is kind of funny.
Is this that nothing is official yet, but like it's in the know. Someone in the know is like, here, I have a good source. CM Punk is fighting again. I can't tell you again too because it's not official yet. So someone broke the story like a jerk off.
He's fighting in June. So I don't know. I hope this is it. I really hope this is it. I don't think I could do any more with CM Punk.
The only way that it's not it is if he chokes this guy out.
Okay. Yikes.
Yeah.
So it's it. So basically it's it. Because he's not.
Yeah. No, there's no way.
He's definitely not punching anyone in the face.
Are we going to see the first no-armed fight? Wouldn't it be funny if they brought in a guy with no arms to fight CM Punk and he still somehow loses?
Now, Tommy,
crazy.
What if they brought in me? Serious question.
I got you beating CM Punk.
Beat up CM Punk.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I got you beating him.
I would.
100%. Like, I don't think that there's even a small chance that he beats me up in a fight.
I would bet my entire retirement savings on Chris Gucci.
And honestly,
and if you fuck me,
would be a heavy favorite.
If you lay down for some bullshit, Chris, I'm finding your ass. All right?
I could start in I could be like, pick your dominant position.
Oh no.
And I'll start there.
You let him get
beat him up in a minute.
And you'll still fuck him up. Like, that's great. I like that.
I would clean Dana White's house top to bottom for a shot at CM Punk. I wouldn't even want to
honestly, I don't even hate CM Punk. I just like Tommy's hatred for CM Punk, and I think it's. This might be one of the only people that were, like in agreement. I don't hate CM Punk for the simple fact that I don't even know shit about him, other than the fact that he's a terrible fighter.
I've hated him
and now he's
since the WWE days because all he did was cry. All he did was cry and whine. Oddly, about people getting opportunities over him that they're not supposed to get, but yet
wasn't that part of his last
right
gimmick?
to the UFC.
Didn't he go off script in one of his last promos?
No, he bitched so much backstage, they made it his gimmick.
Okay. So yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, they made it. But all that shit that he bitched about, he just walks through the door at the UFC. Doesn't have to go through the amateurs. Nothing.
Yeah. He's got that little virgin nose.
Yeah.
Diaz, the American Ninja, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus. Little virgin nose.
He does, though. He looks like he's never been hit in his face once in his life.
Which is crazy, because
besides
wrestlers
the chair,
put in
he
work.
hasn't.
Yeah.
Besides getting hit by a chair, no, he hasn't.
Is that wrestling?
No, but I'm talking about with like a fist or like a fucking forehead. Not a stop. I don't want to get into this debate about pro wrestling or lack of pro wrestling. Stop. It's an insult to like what wrestling actually is to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I just think
Carl
it's
Gotch,
bad
everybody.
for the sport.
Carl Gotch.
He's bad for the sport. I think he's extremely bad for the sport. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not like he has any combat experience. It's not like he's some like world class kickboxer, trying MMA out. And even that's like, here's the crazy part, dude. People say like Floyd Mayweather would come into UFC and he would get beat by everybody on the roster. People say that Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer ever and he has no chance in the UFC. This guy's coming from WWE, and people are like he's getting a fight. Like, what the fuck is going on? You're right. There's no reason for this.
I don't think the numbers are going to be
10.5. He couldn't just go play in the NBA because it'll sell a ticket. He wouldn't make a roster. It's that simple.
Funny thing is, I don't even think the numbers are going to be as good this time by his fans because they already saw what happened to him the first time. They already saw what happened. I don't think that shine is there anymore. There's not that what-if factor anymore.
like, I mean, there's going to be, it's still going to sell more pay-per-views than it would if he wasn't on the card. That's their thinking, really. Like, it's going to make them money either way, so why not?
I guess.
But it diminishes like what the sport is to me. You know, to be a professional at something like I'm a professional fighter. It diminishes what these guys go through, like the real ones, to get to that level. You know, like why does he get to call himself a UFC fighter? That's crazy. No way. Guys work their whole Jose Torres, like you said before, he's busting his ass to get on this fucking Chicago card. He doesn't get on it. Like, he's ranked 20th in the world, maybe higher.
Yeah, on that. We got a caller. Hello.
Caller, you're on.
Tommy, you're retarded.
Who's that on the line?
Of course, who the hell
Kareem,
else is it?
I would imagine.
Of course it's Kareem. Jesus.
The MJJ Lord of War himself.
That's, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Actually, I like that. Fuck
What's
yeah.
up, man?
I was just calling in, jump on the show, moving around in the beginnings of this dumbass storm.
It's ridiculous.
So what did you got on the docket there, Kareem? I know you were talking about gargling Garvalo's balls earlier.
He was, man. Jesus Christ. It's crazy.
All I'm saying is to say that Garvalo's washed up is insane.
He's 900
all
years
right.
old. And I'll stand behind that. He'll even say, why?
He's 900 in Brazilian, too, so that means he's, like, really, like,
that's a
like
Brazilian
1000
passport.
years old.
He could really be 600, 700 years old. Fuck out of here. If they don't test, of course, let it happen. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen,
all right?
you guys are running a little wild with the steroid accusations.
Stop it. Galvao's come on now. No. It's like a known thing.
Bro, I actually have his jiu-jitsu training book, and he's definitely on steroids.
100%, right, Chris?
Real talk. How old is he? For real.
He's 1,000 in Brazilian, or 900 in Brazilian years, so he's 1,000.
Legit,
come on.
He's legit north of 40, right? Hold on. I'm
steroids.
Looking this up right
He's
now.
on steroids. There you go.
Yeah, easily.
That's it.
Yeah, he's on at least HGH. Like, he's on
Christ, there's no way. He's 2 years older than me. I'm calling bullshit on the Sao Paulo birth certificate.
Really?
There's no possible way. He says he was born in 82. Fuck out of here.
Oh, he's my age.
He's
I'm
older than
not
me?
on steroids. I look younger than him.
All right, then. So there you go.
My
you guys are proven wrong.
Well, yeah, but
I've never
he does
taken
look old. We got another caller.
Oh, yes, we do.
What are we doing, boys? What are we talking about?
Oh, we got a party in here.
Oh, we got Jency.
I haven't heard this voice in so long.
Fans on here. I know it's because you know what, my show has been off the air for a little bit while we get our personal lives in order, and I've got to partake in the debauchery that's happening on your show. So what are we talking about? What are we getting into?
We're talking about Omar being obsessed with steroids and thinking Brazilian birth certificates makes everyone 1,000 years old.
Fugazi or no, Jency? Settle a bet right here. All right?
Okay, wait, Omar, go for it. What?
No. No equivocation. Brazilian birth certificates, fake or not. That's it.
Are they what?
No.
Are they what?
She doesn't want to say yes. She doesn't want to say yes. She's like, I want Brazilian guests.
I don't think she heard you.
You know what? I can't really say there's a lot of Brazilians that are going to come on my show due to a lot of the things that I've already said about Brazilians. Okay. So, I mean, you take that as it may be.
Okay.
Well, watch out for flying boomerangs, then.
She agrees
with
me.
You know what? A boomerang at me and they hit me, I'm going to say nice shot. I'm not going to call the cops. That's
there you go.
Go with that one.
Oh.
You know, I mean, unless if they have a super gnarly arm and it does significant damage, I may call the cops. Just, you know, ninja skills with
somebody throws a goddamn boomerang at me, I'm going to see you with the heater.
Okay.
What are you gonna throw? A piece of Popeye's chicken at him?
No, what are you talking about? His waist stays hot, son. He keeps that thing on him. He's got the Amazon Fire Stick.
Don't you just go there, Tommy? Tommy, are you being racist?
I'm just.
I got the AR laced and ready to go.
Oh, Jesus.
You got to watch out when
seen,
you're mentioning that weapon.
I mean, you know what? It's not like it was like an Australian and New Zealander throwing a boomerang. I feel like they have probably more technique as far as boomerang throwing goes. I feel like Brazilians not really versed in that.
Get out of here. What are you talking about? What, Mad Max?
Well, you know what, guys?
You thinking they got no gasoline in Brazil? Okay.
I'm glad Jency called in. I wish you called in earlier, Jency, because we were talking about. Did you see the story about the transgender woman in Brazil that fought and beat the man in the for Mr. Cage 34? Yeah, what do you think about that?
Okay, so it's
the same thing I think whenever a man fights a man.
Wait. I'm gonna ask the peanut gallery to hold up for a second.
Good job, Jency.
Okay, so break down the gist of the story because I did not see it.
All right, so Anna Verato, who used to be a dude.
Well done.
She went through, the transgender stuff where she turned into a woman, and she fought a man at Mr. Cage 34 in Brazil. And
you make it sound like it's a car wash, Tommy. Like she went through a car wash.
Yeah, I don't know the right terminology. I'm not used to talking about this too much.
She chose the hot wax instead of
exactly.
just
the undercarriage
normal.
was worked on, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that was the right way to go, even though she identifies herself as a woman, she's really a dude. So don't you think it was right that she fought another dude?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think in that scenario it's a better case than when we have a man that's transgendering and identifying as a woman because, men already, if you've gone through puberty and you've already gone through all of that and you've lived most of your life with male hormones and male genetics, I feel that science pretty much has proven that muscle mass and bone mass and all of that, testosterone for years and years. I feel like if you're a man and then you go woman, you can't fight women. If you're a woman and you go male, I don't feel like it's as detrimental to your opponent because that's kind of your own risk you're taking. You're not really unleashing the beast, if you will, onto someone that's had female genetics their entire life. I don't know if that sounds completely hypocritical or not, and it may, but that's just how I see it.
So, what would you think about a transgender fight league?
I would be all for it because you know what? I think if you want to fight and if you've got the cojones or had the cojones to, get in the cage and you want to fight, I feel like there should be some kind of outlet for that, and I feel like that it should be against someone that may be on the same level as that. With the transferring of genders and the transformations and how many months have you been on it? How much testosterone do we still have or you're just now getting? There's like an unfair advantage either way that it goes. So I would be all for a transgender league.
Well, there you go, Kareem. You can finally get that dream fight against Gabby Garcia you've always wanted.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus Christ.
I don't have any intentions of stepping in the cage with that dude at all.
Oh.
Because you'll get fucked up. I mean, even with our sloppy stand-up, is that basically what we're fearful of, or you just don't like dicking your
Oh, no,
face?
never that. I don't want his balls in my face.
I can't.
I mean, as a woman, I completely understand that. We don't always enjoy balls in our face either, so I totally get that.
Not always. I love the caveat.
Not always.
I love how she said not always.
That's right. Yeah. Not always.
You give me enough drinks, and you never know what's going to happen. But
yikes.
You could end up like Dustin Hoffman or Aziz Ansari.
What? No.
Yeah.
What, killing horses? Didn't Dustin Hoffman kill a lot of horses? That was that show, right? Fucking. Right?
Oh my God, dude! I swear to God.
That's a good time, man. Right? Imagine you wake up, you're like, yo, there's like 3 dead horses in my house. How the fuck did this happen? We had a wild evening. You know,
oh man, let me try and reel this one back in here.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Right before Kareem and Jency, you guys called in, we were talking about CM Punk getting another shot at the UFC in June. How much bullshit that is, and a guy like Nick Newell and Jose Torres not having a UFC contract. Jency, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, as Jose's talked about on your show and he's talked about on my show, he's been offered the last-minute fill-in spot, and I completely understand that he would rather have a substantial contract and something in motion to protect his interests. It doesn't make sense for Jose to step into any short notice fight. There's a lot of unsigned talent. I'm sorry, I can't talk today apparently. There's a lot of unsigned talent out there in a lot of different divisions, and for CM Punk to come in the way he did, I mean, he's
trash.
It's so insulting to fighters. It's insulting to fight fans, but at the same time, I can't help but say, you know what, if you can get that money, get that money, you know.
No, I don't
if they're
hate him.
offering
I hate
you that
the
money, I can't blame him, you know.
No, the blame does not fall on him. It falls on the brass, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's all the brass right there. If they're willing to hand out hundreds of $1,000s for a shitty, a minute and some change fight where you get dominated and completely disgraced, and you're willing to take that disgrace on a major level like that, go ahead and get that money. But at the same time, there's people out there that deserve that contract. Although it is kind of respectable that it's been a substantial amount of time, so maybe he has decided to keep his hands up or learn to stop a takedown. I don't know, but
yeah, you're right. Maybe he'll go 2 minutes and 15 seconds before he gets finished this time.
Yeah, well, you know what, and more power to him, because if he's getting knocked out, then that guy that's knocking him out is still getting that headline shot. So.
It's just, the first time, okay, I get it, but to bring him around again,
it's WME, man. That's the business they're in.
Well, right.
I mean,
just what you said there, WME. That's the business that they're in. So a guy like Nick Newell, who is a proven fighter, who's only lost once to Justin Gaethje, shouldn't that be somebody the UFC decides to sign for, publicity alone?
Well, I can't speak on that because I haven't spoken to him myself. But, I mean, maybe that is already in motion, and it's, they want to see something else proven in the cage. They want to see something else. I know that with Shorty Torres, I know that they wanted to see him come back from adversity. So, he blew out his fucking leg. He broke his fucking hand in the fight, and he still fought. He still won. He stepped up and, went to a higher division. I don't know if they're looking for something specific, but at the same time, go for it.
What did they really say that to him? Do we want to see you come back from adversity?
Yes.
That sounds like a fucking terrible thing to say. Like, so you have to fail in order for fail and then come back from it for us to fucking sign you? Come on.
Well,
he said that on the show.
I can said it on our show. Quote. Yeah, he said that on my show as well as our interview that I have still not written up because I'm a piece of shit. But they basically said, I mean, and I've told him that on our show. I'm like, I'm a piece of shit. I've been working too hard at my day job. I need a fucking break. But they said that they want to see how he handles adversity. So, I mean, maybe they thought that some of his competition wasn't up to his level. Maybe they saw him at a different level than Petition was, and they wanted to see him kind of, step in there with someone that could shake him. I don't know. It does sound crazy when they had Angela Magana on the roster forever, and we all know that she's faced all kinds of adversity and hasn't come back from shit. So I'm not quite sure what they were looking
If
for.
If by Dana White's hotel room you mean adversity, then yeah, she has faced adversity for sure.
Whoa.
I mean, how many times can you see yourself in the octagon? But yeah.
5's the charm, apparently, right? Or 4. It's like it's high up there.
Like that.
Yo.
I mean, you know what? UL's shit himself in there, and now he's going for a title shot. So what are you gonna do?
That's adversity.
He wouldn't even have won that fight if he didn't. If he would have made weight. Rockhold made weight, and he lost the fight because he made weight. Yoel didn't make weight and won the fight because he didn't make weight, and he's getting a title shot. It goes to show you what doing the right thing gets you in the UFC.
He also lost like what? It was like 20 or 30% of his purse. He lost a substantial amount of money on it too, you know.
Yeah,
but I mean,
he's fighting for a title. If he wins that title, then he's getting a lot more money. So
they paid him in cigars though. So it's not like he misses the money.
He pretty much also got away with a sexual assault of Luke Rockhold after his fight too. So that was a double whammy.
Yeah, well,
Rockhold could be part of the Me Too movement.
That wasn't pretty much. That was like
that
was first base date rape.
But you know how I feel about Rockhold.
I feel like, you know, that was almost one of those situations where it looks like Luke had been flipped something and then sexually assaulted at the bar. That's pretty much what that looked like. It was so awkward.
He was flipped that uppercut.
He was. I mean, you know, UL won. He won, like fair and square. There's no arguing that. But I think that everyone inside that cage that was being paid to do their job that night, they all failed miserably at protecting a fighter after the fight because it's completely obvious that Luke doesn't want him all up in his fucking face saying, "I know you, man."
Yeah, I agree with that. That shit was fucking weird.
I know you. Yeah, it got really
trying
creepy
to give him
really
the Fidel Castro dick right there. Just trying to just give him the love.
Because Romero would have beaten the shit out of everybody that was in that cage probably at the same time.
He would have, but then he would have been fined. I mean, Luke did the right thing. He didn't put his hands on him. He didn't push him away. He knew that if he did anything at that point, you know. But I mean, if you're a man and you're getting your face sucked on basically by another man, like, what are you gonna do, dude? That shit's fucked up.
You know,
I've never thought of that.
I would give him the hand, but what if the guy was? You're like, yo, I'd fuck him up, but no, he just knocked you out. So would you fuck him up? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Question mark kick him from that close? I mean, what's Luke
call
gonna do?
INS. You just call INS.
Oh Jesus!
You get him fucking the.
You know what you do? You call not only them, but you also call child support because I heard that you all got families in different countries and he left those. Behind,
he's a Caribbean Islander. He definitely has 3 families. I'll tell you that right now. He's got 3 families in 3 different countries easily, if not more.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, what I heard is he's like got out of Cuba and he's like, well, see you later. So.
He's fresh out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I guess I mean, I haven't heard the Joe Rogan podcast with him on there yet. I'll be listening to that tomorrow.
I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Translate for you guys. Yeah.
Well, you know who did enjoy that knockout that night? I bet you Demi Lovato still pleasures herself to watching that knockout.
Can we not?
Leave her out of it.
Yeah. Come on, man. Just because she's going to get a purple belt before you will. All right? Doesn't mean
leave her out of it.
Look who's talking.
Who do you think would win in a fight? Who do you think would win in a fight? Demi Lovato or Trish, our almighty leader?
I got 6-5 Trish. Easy.
Trish?
I'm 6-5.
Demi Lovato's only a blue belt. Trish been popping that shit on blue belts.
She's a brown belt, man. She's got that. I think so. She's a survivor, too.
I know you're listening.
I can't comment. I don't know Trish's pedigree in the sport.
I was just going to say, I just want to know who you guys are talking this week. Who are you guys all in love with this week?
Oh, what are you talking about? Jesus, obviously. Not gay.
Are you talking about Paige Van Zandt, always, all day, every day.
So is Chris stalking someone different this week? What's going on?
Well, Diana's not on social media anymore, so he can't stalk her anymore.
Gotcha.
I think that was part of Chris's doing, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
I was just about to say.
Fuck out of here.
Maybe Chris got a little too close.
No, the chick that just got robbed of a decision from Mackenzie Dern, Ashley Yoder.
She did not get robbed.
Robbed is
She got fucking robbed. What are you talking about?
That's a
you act like
higher
there was
level
a gun
of
to
discourse.
the judge's head that night, and they're like, "You're going to vote and give this." It was not a robbery.
You know what got robbed? The English language got robbed that evening after whatever the fuck.
Yo, how about Joey Diaz?
Yeah.
There's a weird accent going there that comes in and out.
Yeah.
I get that.
100%.
Yeah, that's who I feel bad for, Joey Diaz.
Joey
He
Diaz
put out a
got
hilarious tweet. Now he's getting fucking run through the ringer for it.
I missed it. What did he say?
Fuck everybody.
Oh, what did he say?
You want to know what he said?
Yeah.
Just say it.
Mackenzie
said,
asshole probably smells incredible right now.
Smells tremendous. Smells tremendous right now.
Tremendous.
Her butthole.
You either said her butt or her asshole. Yeah, asshole.
Yeah. That's 100%.
I bet you
hilarious. That's classic
asshole smells tremendous right now.
Excuse me, have you met Joey Diaz? That's Joey Diaz.
Yo, he typed that into his phone and hit send. He thought that was like, that's why I love him, because he don't give a fuck. Like he's
also the dude that went on Rogan and talked about shitting on a wall. I mean, are we really surprised at this point that
exactly.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, things that he says about like eating prostitutes' monkeys. Nobody has a problem with that.
Like a vampire.
Yeah, you gotta wash that monkey.
He goes up into a room in the dark in the window, and then he climbs out like a vampire. Like what are you talking about?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know about you guys, but Joey Diaz is in like my top 10 all-time favorite human beings. I don't know about you.
Oh,
I love
for sure.
He's one of the funniest son of bitches ever lived. Actually.
Joey
I mean,
Karate,
I feel like
motherfuckers.
you already know if you're following him, you already know his kind of humor. So if you're getting offended by it, it's just kind of ridiculous.
You're a piece of shit, quite frankly, if you're getting offended by Joey Diaz.
Why? Because it's Mackenzie Dern. She's America's sweetheart all of a sudden.
And let's
she
face
doesn't even speak English.
She really isn't.
No, let's face it. Her asshole probably does smell tremendous.
Jesus Christ.
I can't comment either here or there. I'll leave that to the single men.
I can't comment on any of it, but I just have the feeling that anyone's asshole after a three round fight probably doesn't smell tremendous.
It's got a little wang to it.
We gotta stop talking about this because I can't even speak because I'm laughing my ass off. This has got to stop.
It's got a little wang to it. That's right. It's got a fatwa, right? Is that what Joey says?
Yeah.
Maybe this fight was the perfect seasoning.
Fucking getting all the way real. Oh man, I had a margarita with an umbrella in it today, right before the show. Jency, what do you think?
Your asshole probably smells fruity as shit right now. Like, good for you.
There was no straw, and there was 2 margaritas.
Right in the microwave, just like I did the other day with the sausage.
I mean, no, there was no umbrella. There was no straw. I'm just drunk.
I'm just drunk.
He's over there knuckle popping.
Oh, you fucking lightweight.
Oh, definitely. Yo, by the way, do you think I could beat up CM Punk? Because I do. I think
No.
I'm not positive. No.
Fuck you. I'll definitely beat you up.
That'll be the only time you see my tap. You will see my tap all the way picking CM Punk that night.
Oh, my God.
I'm positive Chris would.
Yeah. You know who else I'm positive?
First of all, I got him by like 30
I'm positive Kareem would destroy CM
Punk. Oh, I'd beat the shit out of CM Punk. Easy.
Jesus Christ.
So then you're saying that I couldn't?
Like, I would fist rape his face, and it'd be the first instance of skin to forehead balls in the UFC.
I didn't understand a word you just said, bro.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
And I ain't going to ask him again because I'm afraid now. Like, fuck it. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
CM Punk versus Westlake Financial.
Omar, you might have to edit the shit out of this episode.
He's going to give him that Wakanda. He's going to fuck him up.
Yep, right on the forehead.
Be like, you're going to be like, this is your king? Go fuck yourself. And then just stomp his ass.
I would hit him with the Killmonger right on the forehead.
You will. You'll be like, yo, and Chicago, this is not pizza. You'll just go full heel in the Chicago center.
I would seriously grab him to slam him and then just tell everyone in the crowd, this is a real deep dish.
Oh, Jesus.
Thanks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Why does it always have to go to that? Like, usually when Carl was on here, he'd be talking about BBC. But now we got fucking Kareem talking about BBC. What the hell?
The channel. Where I get my news. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. British Broadcasting Communications.
So is there a new rating that's NC-17 that I don't know about, or you guys like public, or what are we rated on this show? Because I feel like we've reached a new level.
iTunes just shakes its head when I try to post.
Yeah.
It just says go fuck yourself. It just says no. Net neutrality.
They're done reprimanding us.
That Indian comes on and says, "This is why I revoke net neutrality, to stop you guys from shit posting." This is why.
That's right,
like,
man.
we don't really
Motherfucking Pride rules. As wild as a Cosby Hotel party.
Like,
no.
Kicks to the face are allowed on Pride Rules podcast.
Jesus.
Well, let's bring this back into MMA here.
Yeah.
So, Rashad Evans is returning back to the light heavyweight division against Anthony Smith at UFC 225. So they're trying to stack this 225 with as many big names as they can, just in case the CM Punk fight is a flop that we all know that it's going to be. What do you guys think about Rashad coming back at light heavyweight? Do you think this is better for him than middleweight was?
I don't care.
So much. Thank you so much, Tommy. I don't mean to destroy the topic, but I just don't care. Like, I don't want to disrespect.
Woodley,
I don't want to disrespect
Rashad's
pedigree or his credentials, but nobody gives a fuck about Rashad no more, man. I feel bad for his health at this point. Like, I want him to, they're letting Rashad fight, but they won't let Nick Newell fight because they're, come on. Stop.
Yeah,
I feel like should be teaching hockey players how to play golf right now. Like, that's the stage of his career. He's at right now.
That was pretty epic. Yeah, I can't say that I'm like super excited to see him fight at all. It doesn't even matter. He could come in at 145 and be like the skinniest he's ever been.
You know what it sounds
and
like?
I still would not care.
It sounds like the main event of a Bellator card.
Yeah, it's kind of that seniors league a little bit, just because he's been around so much and he's like got to be punch drunk by now.
He should fight Justin Wren as an alternate for the tournament. Like, that's what he needs to be doing. And then Justin Wren should be like, you know what?
He should fight the loser
feed some pygmies.
of the who Rampage and Chael. We already seen that.
No, who just signed?
Who
the
saw
hell
that,
is?
I didn't watch it.
Wait, who's Roy Nelson fighting in Bellator now? They just got up another fight. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that whole debacle going on that if Coker knew that he was suspended, and Coker's trying to say he didn't know he was still suspended, blah 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 blah
Get
blah.
out of here.
And then he called what's his name? He called him a fat ass and said he was going to be this fat ass and all this shit. And I'm just like, yeah, we all know he's a fat ass. What the fuck are we expecting him to get skinny all of a sudden? We all know this shit. So I don't know.
So.
I still would want to see Crow Cop knock Nelson the fuck out with a leg kick or with a head kick, though. Come on.
Yeah, it's just
before the fight even happens, if they test, Crow Cop is going to piss a volcano. There's no way that guy's clean.
Yeah.
No way.
It's the old testing. It's not USADA testing. It's the old testing.
His piss is nuclear. He's got that Serbian missile silo piss. Right now,
steroids, bro. They don't give a fuck about that shit.
Yeah, he don't care.
That's why all the old heads fight for Bellator because they juice the shit out of him.
He's got the Chernobyl piss. He's in Croatian Parliament just injecting his ass and voting on bills and shit. Like,
is that a thing? That's real, right? Bellator isn't subjected to USADA testing.
It's an intelligence.
No, they don't.
What they call it.
They're not connected to USADA at all.
No.
So that's like the reason why all these old ass fucking fighters go fight there because they're
sponsored by Balco, though. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the American version of Risen.
They're on that Taga Woods, y'all, taking second place in the tournament. All
is there Mike Dolce? I think he's taking over the reins for the nutrition.
Well, sticking with Bellator,
the A-Rod and J-Lo diet. It's fucking steroids and HGH.
Minotaur seeds.
Sticking with Bellator, Chuck Liddell just signed a big contract with them.
Did he really?
Don't do it to me, Chuck.
I think so.
Stop it.
What happened? I missed it.
Chuck Liddell
beat up in Bellator next month.
Oh, Jesus.
Yo. God is dead. That's official.
I heard that's a real thing. He signed a contract. I don't know if
God
it's official, but I'm pretty sure where there's smoke, there's fire there.
You know what the smoke is? The crack pipe. Who the
I don't even think we should entertain this discussion, really, because I don't want to talk bad about Chuck Liddell.
I
want
really
to see
don't.
him fight Tito again. I want to see that
No,
one
I
more
don't
time.
want to see him murder Tito in the octagon.
Tommy, you're the only one that wants to see that shit.
Yo, Tito's mom.
Yeah, I was
doesn't
gonna
want
say
to
that
see
makes
that
one
fight.
of us.
All right, Tommy. Like,
and there's
let's be
5 of
honest
us
right
down
now.
here, and that makes one of us.
Isn't Tito too busy sucking off Chris Cyborg and her career and just leeching off of that to even be training right
getting
now?
That little
slammed.
jalapeno
Thank
pepper.
you.
Getting slammed in a full-on triangle, right? It wasn't that.
With,
wasn't that what
yeah,
happened?
with her and her boyfriend. I mean, I feel like there's something weird going on there, but.
Yeah, the next
like,
train to Yuma, the 310, right? Yeah.
Put it this way, she's definitely not the little spoon. We'll just say
Oh
that.
no. Are you kidding me? She's fucking them both while wearing a bearskin rug. Straight Conan
Jesus
style.
Christ.
Certainly the small spoon.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just that's kind of why I like Bellator. It's that these older guys have a place to still fight. I mean, it's not like he's fighting a 25-year-old fucking up-and-coming young stud.
Could we throw $20 in the middle of Penn Station and watch the same sort of old people just go at it?
That's why what Vitor was on to about the Legends organization, that would be more interesting to me than watching them fight in Bellator and them trying to sell it as like a fucking main event of a pay-per-view or some dumb shit, or even a free card. That's not a main event of anything.
I don't know. I'm more on the level of if you've already gotten punched so many years in a row that you should probably have some other kind of substantially paid job within an organization, whether it's finding new talent or I don't know, going over to anything else. That there should be something else that's available for these fighters that, you know, they did their time and they helped grow the sport, but they didn't have the retirement options that fighters either now or going forward would have. But I would rather see him in some like high position role. I mean, look at Rich Franklin over at 1FC.
Forrest Griffin, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To the credit, though, Chuck had a role like that, and WWF.
Yeah, but he didn't do shit.
Yeah, he basically. I mean, it was pretty well known that like he just like showed up, got a paycheck for.
As far as Griffin kept
pretty well known that he popped like 17 Xanax before he published.
And like worked hard at what he did. As far as Griffin, you got to give him credit there because he didn't just look at it as like a paycheck. He actually went to work.
Sure.
I read a huge article on that. But that's just been a problem. What you're saying, Jency, that's been a problem in all sports. In like, you know, like you look at these other major sports, the old-time guys never really got paid. They paved the way. They're legends. But these guys are making, you know, trash players are making, you know, are living rich the rest of their lives, and these guys are fucking struggling with health care and shit. And that goes across all sports. There's always the guys that paved the way. It's just so much more awareness of it now. And it's sad because it's the most dangerous sport, arguably.
Well, from what I was reading, Chuck signed a pretty substantial contract.
Yeah, well, good for Chuck. But Chuck is a fucking he's a superstar. Like, there's a lot of guys that aren't Chuck Liddell. But, like...
I'm shocked.
Yeah, everybody not named Chuck, yeah.
I'm shocked that Dana had no problem with him doing that. Because, I mean, Dana was his manager his entire career. I'm very shocked Dana had no problem with it.
Well, you've got to look at this. Okay, so everyone's going to pay to see Chuck Liddell, but nobody really wants to pay to see Rashad Evans. So, I mean, it's the same kind of thing. These guys have, you know, done their due diligence, and they should have some other role. And for that aspect, like while I'm saying it, Rashad does have the commentary and, you know, sitting in on a Fox and being a commentator on that.
Yeah, he's a
what
good
is Bellator offering for Chuck? You know, they're not really offering any of that, you know.
But didn't Rashad get pulled from a fight because of a brain situation fairly recently, like within a year?
Who?
Yeah, but that was in New York, and it was bullshit.
Yeah, Rashad got pulled from a fight because of like a brain scan came back fucked up. I mean, it bullshit.
Yeah, but that was the New York State Athletic Commission. It turned out to be absolutely nothing. They did that to Aljamain too, I think.
I mean, you err on the side of caution. I don't want to blame the commission for like trying to save a guy. You know, like what if, God forbid, he does fight? They allow it, and then the commission gets the fingers pointed at them because you guys let him fight with this. You know, like you got to err on the side of caution.
Stefan Struve still gets to fight, and I think he's one heartbeat away from cardiac arrest.
Well,
but he got checked and cleared, though.
As long as he keeps on cupping
but I mean,
the day
Kimbo
before a fight,
Slice got checked and cleared, and Dada 5000 got checked and cleared in Bellator also, and both of those motherfuckers, like, they had no.
Then he got chopped and screwed.
Like, yo, Dada 5000 actually died.
Well, yeah, you know what? He actually stood me up on the show one time, too. We had a good old time going in on him, and his manager went ape shit on us. But, yeah, that was good shit. But, I mean, if people want to talk about shady business, there's a lot of Bellator fighters that have been cleared to fight, and it's been suspect, to say the very least. And then you got Chuck Liddell. How often is he in the gym? I see him out on a boat more often, or, you know, posting pictures of his wife doing shit than in the gym.
Reed got cleared to fight on a Bellator card once. Like, that's how crazy that shit.
That's how easy it is to get cleared.
That's I'm telling you, man.
I actually heard Matt Hughes might be the person that's fighting Chuck Liddell.
Oh, fighting a horse.
Jesus.
He's fighting a horse.
All right.
He's fighting
We're all going to hell. We're all going to hell.
He's taking revenge for Superman.
Jency, I'm already going to hell if that's the case, so keep it up then.
I mean, I feel like we already kind of knew that.
Well, no, Chuck had posted some video of him actually in the gym. He's in more shape now than he was towards the end of his career when he had the beer gut.
Yeah, but
he's not doing coke now? Is that what you're saying?
What's he going to do?
I guess
he's
not.
Posting a video where he clearly looks good. Like, put him next to a guy that's in his fucking, mid-20s that looks good. He don't look good. Stop.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Is he looking good compared to me that I eat meat, or is he looking good compared to, like, competition that's in that division right now?
Yeah. Rich Franklin knocked him out. Rich Franklin knocked him out a fucking decade ago, dude. Like, I love Chuck Liddell.
After conducting like 7 SAT prep courses on Saturdays, like the 7 Saturdays leading up to that fight, he was doing the overtime. They weren't paying him much.
He took the fight on short notice and put him to sleep. And Liddell was fighting hard. I'm not knocking Liddell. Liddell was a warrior, came forward.
You know who was knocking Liddell?
But he got fucking
Rich Franklin. Yeah.
Well, if Liddell
was the creepiest comment ever. It was just all low key, just Rich Franklin.
Yeah, but if Liddell's going in at heavyweight, he's rocking around the same age as most of those guys that are fighting at heavyweight. So I don't really think it matters.
Yeah,
I want to see Justin Wren.
Heavyweight division is the
there's rumors that Chuck Liddell shit himself in the octagon in the Rashad fight. There's rumors like that he pissed some shit after that. Like his brain was shut off big time.
And you could do rails of his shit and get high. That's how many
and he
drugs
probably
right
did,
Chuck Liddell.
There's rumors that Don Jones lined up and snorted that shit just straight out of the octagon.
Yeah. And then he beat a deaf guy to death.
I still think he did it off Dana White's forehead. That's what I think.
Oh, shit.
His fucking forehead.
The comments stated about cocaine and Dana White's forehead do not represent the views of Pride Rules MMA, only represent the views of Tommy.
Delivered
right there real quick.
Well, I got that from Omar. Omar had his sources that gave me that.
100%. I also have a source to say John Jones put his dick in Dana White's ear. And that's what gave him Meniere's disease. So.
And then Rumble found out about it and fucked up Andre
Arlovski right now.
Well, I mean, when it all boils down to it, though, realistically, if you think that the UFC heavyweight division is shallow or dying off, look at the Bellator division and look at what they've got going on.
Justin Wren. I've said it 7 times, but Justin Wren
should be everywhere. Though, Jency, I think it speaks more to the fact that just the division itself is like starving. There's not much talent.
He can't get a fight until he fights Syria.
I mean, you know what? There's at least more depth to the heavyweight division, men's heavyweight division, than there is to the women's 145. Look what just happened in the Chris Cyborg fight. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to even be paying to see Chris on a card right now. It's just so fucking shallow. There's no one.
He's hustling the shit out of the UFC, getting paid to do this right now. Right now.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't seen the numbers for that pay-per-view event. Has anybody heard of the numbers for that?
They probably lost
money.
So abysmal they didn't come out with them.
They lost money on that fight. Dave Meltzer's over there smiling.
I wonder what the numbers were for that fight. Like, how many people stopped watching after the Frankie fight?
I shut it off after the Frankie fight.
I cried.
I went out for a smoke break.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I knew it was going to be over, so.
Only because
I was like,
watched
Nine Inch
everyone's
Nails.
like, all right, that's it.
on
Everyone's
YouTube
getting ready.
that
We're like, oh, shit, there's another fight. Like, everyone forgot about that fight. I was with 6 people. Everyone was
They
like,
should have
oh, my
Frankie
God,
fight
we forgot about totally
Cyborg
forgot there's another fight.
as a consolation prize.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Tommy, how you doing with your feelings over there since the Frankie fight? You all right?
For real.
You know what? I wasn't
That's
as
trash.
upset as everybody thought I would be. I mean, of course I was disappointed.
Right.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect that at all. Like I said a million times, I respect Frankie, and that's why I picked Ortega to win, but I figured it would be by decision. I never thought it was going to be by knockout.
No, and like I was saying, when you heard Frankie talking about the fight on UFC Unfiltered, the one thing that he said, and it stuck with me, especially after seeing the outcome, where Matt Serra asked him, "What's different for you now that you were planning for a 5-round fight? Now you're fighting a 3-round fight." And he said, "I'm going to have to be more aggressive in the first round because you don't want to lose the first round and have to come back those last 2." So I think if this was a 5-round fight, I don't think he would have went for the takedown as early as he did to get himself inside like that to even get himself caught. I think he would have saved that maybe for 3rd round, you know what I mean, and just kept it standing because he was winning the stand-up. But, I mean, what are you going to do? The guys come out on the wrong side of decisions for, the judges not thinking he was aggressive enough in the beginning rounds. So what the hell can you do? And I'm happy for Ortega. I think it's great. He's going to get his shot at Max. And it really didn't, the loss did not do much. It didn't hurt Frankie that much.
I think it helps
shot at the title.
Helps that Ortega's a really likable guy, and he's someone you can get behind. I think it did. Ortega definitely deserves to be where he's at. I give Frankie more credit than for just even fucking stepping up and taking and accepting that fight. But Ortega, I feel like, is the true contender at this point, though, proven.
Yeah, I have more respect for Frankie than I do for a guy like Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Wait, you get Jency on, because you don't know who she has allegiances to, because she talks to some of these fighters, too. So you could start popping off on somebody, and she's like, wait, that's my guy. Hold up.
Well, but it's not good for me to talk like that about him because Brad Desir is our guest, so that's his teammate.
Oh, well.
I mean,
anyway.
that's the risk you take as a podcaster.
Yeah.
I've already, you know what, Chris Cyborg was on Steven's show, and that's our brother podcast. That's our big brother. And I've known damn well my entire career as a writer and anything else that Chris is never going to sit down and talk to me because not that she even knows who I am. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I know that that's not going to be a conversation that goes well because I'm not going to be the chick that, holds back, So I just always
know. It wouldn't even get that far because you have to give her management your questions. I hate that kind of an interview.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's bullshit.
Oh, yeah. And, and I've had plenty
of
people tell me that she's a pain in the ass to deal with, and she's a pain in the ass when she's in the lobby of a hotel, and people are trying to, hey, Chris, can I get a picture? I've heard that if cameras aren't around
and what did she
it's
say?
not
What did she say if someone asked for a picture? Sounds like Bigfoot Silva. Who the fuck are we kidding?
Pretty much like that. I've heard things about her not being pleasant, and I'm like, why do I even want to give someone like that, no matter who she is? Why do I want to give anyone like that the time?
I can tell you something
we can't talk about Cyborg because I can't help but make these terrible jokes.
Well, I can tell you somebody else who's a piece of fucking garbage, and that's Tyron Woodley's manager.
Really?
It's garbage. Yeah. Because these guys know I was in talks with Tyron with his manager for Tyron to come on the show. He goes, I'm going to talk to Tyron, and I'll check his schedule. And I never heard back from the guy. I've called him. I've emailed him. I've messaged him, and he just ignores it
all the time, bro. It's fucking that's the name of the game.
Well, I mean, who's his manager?
It's for first round management.
Paul Heyman.
Okay, well, I can't really talk shit on that because I do have ties to that, but yeah.
Well done.
No,
I know.
Tommy, stop talking shit about people that we might need one day.
I swear to God. Tommy.
Fuck.
dude. You can't need somebody who doesn't answer you back.
Yeah, but Tyron
Woodley's
the champion of the world, bro. Like, what the fuck would he come on our podcast for? We need to get, like, yo, who's Tyron's teammate that you also manage that you think will be a champion in 2 years?
Yeah, ask that question. Ask that question.
You know what?
Never got an answer.
A good manager, a good teammate, a good anything will say, you know what, I'm busy right now. They're busy right now.
Exactly.
But I can give you such and such.
So, Jency, did you just backhandedly talk shit about these people that you have ties to?
What?
Question. I don't want to read. Did you just backhandedly talk shit and agree with Tommy about these people that you supposedly have ties to?
Not at all.
Yeah,
no.
I'm just trying to
supposedly,
no, that didn't
really
happen.
I got buzzed.
But
Buzz.
my
I got you,
honesty in saying that I believe a good manager is such and such, that is my opinion on that. Whether it offends someone or not, that's my opinion on it. I didn't say anybody's names, and I didn't accuse anyone of anything.
Yes, but
somebody's working a pumice stone.
The ties
like
that I know you're talking
in the background.
That manager is a completely different manager than what I'm talking about. It's a completely different person. Completely different person.
Yeah.
But to go
I feel
back
like I'm
to
in
the,
high
to the
school and
cyborg
people ask
thing,
me who I like. It's
to
confusing
go back
as
to
shit.
the cyborg thing, I don't think it's right that you should have to have a set questions that you give to their management that you ask them, because to me it's too vanilla of a conversation. That's not even a conversation.
MMA management superlative.
Or where he is and fucking kill somebody.
Well, you know what I have to say with the whole cyborg thing, you know, she's been out there wearing shirts saying Ronda's my bitch, and she's been talking about, you know, for years and years and years, she's
Ronda's
put
my
her
little
opinion
spoon.
out there. Well, she's been putting things out there. So then to say, you know what, I'm not going to walk into a conversation that I don't know what's going to be said, I think is a bit hypocritical, because her biggest thing is she's like, you know, talk shit on all, you know, these different women, they're this and that and the other thing, but you can't even have a conversation over fighting. And I mean, what's the worst you guys are going to say? Honestly, you guys aren't going to have her on there and attack her. What she's scared of. That's just kind of ridiculous to me.
She's scared of the fact that Kareem sounds like he's shaving his gooch in the background right now. Kareem, what the hell are you up to back there? Like, what, you're giving everything a thorough...
Are you doing the dishes right now?
He's still giving stuff a thorough scrubbing back there.
At least she's not sleeping.
Cauliflower, you know, eating healthy. The opposite of
the
Tommy.
gooch. Shaving the gooch. That's what I think.
Oh, Jesus.
You realize that people call me Gooch? You can't. My last name is Gucci. You can't associate me.
That's the only thing I'm going to think of from now on.
I didn't think of it, Chris. My apologies. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's all right.
That's all right, bro.
I can't stop thinking about Kareem and Gooch.
And how hairy it is. You know?
All right, I'm done.
This show is off the rails. I didn't listen to that. I didn't listen to Steve's episode, Jency, but I would imagine it was the same as when Eddie Gordon had her on the podcast. Probably the same questions, the same answers, probably the same kind of interview that she did with UFC Unfiltered and whoever else she did a podcast with. I guarantee it. Same questions, same answers.
She's 100% rehearsed.
Listen, I listened to her on our jobs, and it's like she said. She's like, it's so practiced, and we're going to tell you this, we're going to bitch about this, you're going to ask a question, and we're going to circumvent any amount of luck.
You know what I feel about Cyborg, guys? Fuck that guy. Yeah. I don't give a fuck about Cyborg.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
That's two this evening.
All right, well, listen, guys, we're going to end it on that note. Well, listen, Jency, thank you for finally calling in. It's been a while. When do you think the show's going to get back up? I know you guys are going through some stuff.
Yeah, you know what? We were hoping to have a show this last Friday, but unfortunately it didn't come together. We do have some good guests, and we've got Brandon Killer B. Davis that's coming on after, he did the Contender Series, and he came on our show before Contender Series. He came on after the win, and he's coming on again after he's had a couple fights in the UFC. So we've got him coming up, and we've got a couple other in the pocket that we're not going to really announce until we know for sure. But I'm hoping this week, Friday night, we'll be going live on the Fight of the Right of the Fans. So hopefully that'll happen. But it's always a pleasure to talk to you boys. And I apologize for being absent and not harassing you more often.
No,
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
I can only take you in
Kareem.
small doses anyway, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go fuck yourself. How about that?
That's it, yeah.
That's it.
Or is that getting
There
boring
it is.
these days? I mean, is it just
No,
too much of fucking yourself?
No, never that. No, I will go fuck off. As soon as this podcast ends, I'm going to go fuck myself. You kidding me?
He's a born
That's
narcissist.
the
Are you
spirit.
kidding me?
Who are you talking
There is
to?
there is not a coat in Chris's house that he hasn't fucked. They don't even need hangers anymore.
Oh, they hang up themselves.
I'm just
You
talking
know
about
what?
happy
Just put a
socks
picture
over
of-
here.
Put a picture of Conor on it and have at it, dude.
Connor bless. I might just watch Conor and Nate 1 and then 2 back to back, so I get all kind of weirded out and then excited and pissed off and happy all at once.
You can have your brother in there.
I mean,
You guys
that's
can
kind
do
of
the
how I
double
sounds like-
figured that it goes with
That
you
sounds
in
like
life
prom.
anyway. So that just
Pretty
kind of
Pretty much,
like
pretty much
You
a
just
normal
described.
Monday night for me.
Oh, hey-o. He sounds like he's stretching now too. He's like, "Hey, it's on a Monday."
Yep.
Oh,
man.
He's sitting on it. He's sitting on his right hand. That's what he's doing. He's getting the stranger ready.
I'm going to get my happy sock right now.
Well, man.
shit.
There
Well,
you go.
Kareem, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you for calling in. I don't think we have a guest lined up for next week. I'm actually working on something. I don't want to say it yet, but if it does come through, it will be pretty goddamn huge. But shout out to our sponsors, 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, 2 Minute Warning Sports 360. I'm the Reverend Tommy D, joined with me by this huge panel that we have tonight. El Profesor, Omar Sangarima. I can't remember all the nicknames that I gave you, Chris, so we're just going to call you the Gooch. Kareem, who's shaving his Gooch. Jency from The Fighter, The Writer, and The Fans. We are Pride Rules Podcast. Good night.